I can almost guarantee you that IGTV is going to be one of Instagram's biggest features in 2020 and going forward. In fact, this year, Instagram announced that they're going to allow us to monetize our IGTV videos. That means we can get paid for posting to Instagram. With that being said, IGTV videos can be a little bit tricky, especially when it comes to thumbnails. If you think about it, you need to format your thumbnails in 3 different ways. One for the feed, for the grid, and for the IGTV video section. And if you don't format your thumbnail right, and you may have experienced this yourself, it'll get cut off, it'll look messy, it won't match your grid. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you how to create the perfect IGTV thumbnail, including a template that you can use that will help you create the perfect IGTV thumbnail every single time. That's gonna help you increase your IGTV video views, your engagement, and all that good stuff. So watch this video to the end, because at the end of this video, I'm actually gonna give you that template that you can just plug and play yourself. But before we do that, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bobby, AKA the Influencer CEO, and this is a place where we help you build influence and start a movement on social media. So if any of that sounds good, if you have a story to tell on social media, if you want to be seen, you want to be heard, make sure to like this video and subscribe. All right, now let's get into creating the perfect IGTV thumbnail. I create all of my thumbnails in Photoshop. Now, you do not have to use Photoshop. That's just what I'm using for the example. You can use Canva or any phone editing app that you already use. That's not the important part of the trick. The secret to making the perfect IGTV thumbnail is using this overlay that you're seeing on the screen. And I'm gonna give this overlay to you. If you want it, simply comment "I want in," and then it's going to be in the link in the description. All you need to do is click it, and then you can download it and use it yourself. Now you can see this overlay, it has the dimensions that we need to create the perfect IGTV video. So right here, everything in the orange, it's what's gonna show up on your grid. So let's see what that looks like. This is what's gonna show up in the grid, is everything in the blue. Everything in the blue, excuse me, is what's going to show up in your feed. So when you're actually scrolling down, that's what's gonna show up there. And then in the black, it's what's gonna show up in the IGTV section right here. So I actually have the finished product, and you can see what I'll do is I'll simply create, let's just start from the beginning here, is I'll create something. Let's do this. Let's just create some text and say like thumbnail, right? And I'll create it and I'll throw in like a colored background. I'll create my little thumbnail right here. And then I'll just double check that it's all fitting within the boundaries, because what happens if we say are creating a thumbnail and our text is right here between the blue and the orange, what'll happen is it'll get cut off. And in the thumbnail, you'll have a really ugly grid now, and the word thumbnail will be cut off and you won't be able to see it within the feed. So you wanna make sure you're staying within the guidelines. It really is that simple. Obviously this looks like crap, but I'm just showing you how you would do it. And then at the end, I would just flash this on, flash on the overlay, and then I would adjust like that. So you can already see that I'm out of bounds. So I want to be in the thumbnail right here, and I want my body to not be floating. So I'm gonna bring it to the bottom, boom. And then when you're done, all you gotta do is you press this little eyeball button, and then you'll export it like that. And that looks terrible, that's not a great example, but just a little speed run of how to make a thumbnail. Now, the last thing I wanna show you here is a lot of people don't make custom thumbnails for their IGTV videos. Instead, they'll use a frame within the IGTV video itself. And now you could take this same strategy and when you're creating your videos, when you're editing your videos, use this overlay to make sure your face isn't bound. Let me show you how that works. So you can actually use this exact same method when you're editing the video itself to make sure that everything shows up in the proper place. So I'm in Premiere, and once again, you do not need to use Premiere to edit it, but here I have my footage, and then I just drag the overlay on top, and so this is what's gonna show up right here in the grid. This is what's gonna show up in the feed in the blue, and then the black is what's gonna show up on IGTV itself. For example, let's say that we're editing our video and we're throwing up the overlay, and we realize, once we put the overlay, that our faces are cut off. So right here, you can see the face now is on overlaps between the black IGTV and the blue in-screen feed. So that means that when somebody views our video in the feed on Instagram, it's gonna cut off our face in half. So what we're gonna wanna do is then drag it back in the blue, so when people actually watch our video, our face isn't cut off. And this is going to increase the amount of people that watch our videos because it's all formatted properly. So this is a good way to use it too. All right, so that's it for today's video. How to create the perfect IGTV video thumbnail. Once again, if you want that overlay, simply click the link in the description, and please leave a comment like "I want in" or "nice video." Really helps us within the YouTube algorithm. And one last thing before we go, I want you guys to join the notification squad. The link is also in the description. If you join the notification squad, not only will you get text messages that will let you know whenever I drop a new YouTube video or when I go live on Instagram to answer your questions, but you'll also be able to text me. Yes, literally, you'll be able to text me myself. It is my phone number. You'll be able to text me with any questions you have on Instagram and be able to communicate with me that way. So join the notification squad, link in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.